Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Northern Maine Productions. We are in the workshop for the first time in 2026. It is the first week of March, and I'm working on this Arvin space heater. This is a pretty old little unit. That is, I'm trying to figure out what the model number of this thing is. Bottom of this ain't in great condition. It's a model 123 or 223. It's a model 223, 110, 120 volt, 1350 watt. So what are we going to do to this today? Well, a few years ago I put an appliance cord on this thing for a cord because the old original cloth cord was shot, and I don't like this cord. It's hard to get a hold of. It's hard to unplug out of there, so I actually have another heavy duty cord from another 1500 watt space heater here that I'm going to put on it that's got a conventional plug on it. The downfall is there's no ground pin on it, but I think that's alright. I've run this thing hours and hours and hours on end, and I don't think there's any chance of getting electrocuted off of it. Everything's all insulated well in porcelain, so we're gonna, first thing we have to do is we have to take the handle off this little knob off the front, which you hear a bunch of noise here. It's because the wind is blowing extremely hard. It is very warm here today, but it's still the first week of March and it's still very much winter time. So we'll set that stuff over here. This thing is not exactly, it's not real easy to get this apart. It's a little bit of a battle to get this thing apart, so bear with me here. I've had this apart a couple of different times and oiled the motor on it, and I replaced the cord one of the times. This unit's probably from the late 1940s, probably maybe into the 1950s. It's actually a pretty good unit. It actually works very well. Obviously, like any space heater, it's not extremely power efficient. So you don't leave it running day and night. Alright, so we're into that part of it. Now, to get it apart, she fits pretty tight. Kind of banged up, beat up a little bit, so it's not exactly we have to go down with this. So I'll take a minute and look at this thing here. So this is a fairly simple little unit. It's just got a leaf switch on it. It does have a foot that sticks down through the bottom of it that'll actually, let me see if I can show you how that works. When that's sitting flat like that and the switch is turned on, the contacts make connection, but when you pick this up, the foot drops and it disconnects. So it's really simple setup. Just got a little C-frame motor in the back of it, similar to what you'd find in a record player. It's already got some dust and dirt in it, but I'll set you guys back down here and see what we can accomplish here. Now I'll take the grounding screw out. Don't need that anymore. Pretty much exactly as I left it last fall. It's been so blasted cold here this winter that I haven't been back out here since last fall, so take this nut off of here. Be careful not to break anything. The other reason I'm changing the cord on this is I'm hoping that the one that I'm putting on here is a heavier duty cord, because this cord does get relatively hot on this thing, which I don't like. I mean, it's never got hot enough to melt anything, but I just don't like how it works. Phillips, I guess. This thing can't be super old. It's got Phillips screws in it. Actually did put a knot in it to keep it from getting yanked out of the back of this thing. Toss that aside. Together, we put alright, now let's figure out how long the wires are going to be. Approximately. So I already know which cord on this is positive, positive and negative, so that's a good thing. We want the, obviously we want the positive line on the switch up here in the front, so that's what we're going to do right now. It's important also to make sure that you have your wires tightly twisted together. This is a similar type of a connection like you'd have to an outlet in the house, so you don't want them all coming unraveled and spewing out of the side of the wires. Or spewing up through the side of the screw. Ain't working that good. That ain't working for beans. I think this wire is definitely heavier wire than the one that was originally on here. First thing that's wrong here is I got this trimmed a little too long. Phone's going off, that's great. I know it looks like this terminal over on this side is bent down a little bit, and it is, and it's done that. It's that way for a reason. So lock that. It's bent down like that to lock that porcelain insulator into place so it can't fall out of there. So that's all it holds that wire insulation, that nitron wire into place. This stupid thing doesn't. I suppose there's always a possibility that that distorts a little bit when it gets hot too, because this thing does, it runs fairly warm. Guess we're ready to try to put the lid back on this thing. This could prove to be a little irritating, actually. Usually is. Bracket in here that this screw goes into. It doesn't stay in place real well. Sad that I've had to use some of these. I've had to use a couple of space heaters this winter. Try to help keep the heating, try to keep from using so much heating oil in this old house that I live in, because along with everything else, price of heating oil is quite high right now too. It's upwards of $4 a gallon right now. And for a good part of this winter and last summer, I've only been working part-time. I just recently went back to work full-time, so the money situation's been a little tight around here too. So, you know how that goes. Guess apparently we've got another big storm coming middle of this week. Might potentially be getting an ice storm here this week coming, so that'll be just awesome. There. test it and see if it works. It'll probably work. It is working, amazingly. I'm gonna leave it running for a little bit here and see if the cord gets hot on it or not. But so yeah, well, there you have it. That's a Arvin 223 space heater, probably late 1940s, early 50s. Still working good here in 2026. I hope you guys enjoyed. Ain't gonna be too much longer, and I'm gonna be back onto this project right here, this 30083 snapper. I'm getting pretty anxious about getting back at this project. Got lots of work to do there yet. So, have a good afternoon. Bye bye.